it's the last instalment of The Adventures of Captain Underpants, Dav Pilkey. So last chance I've got to wear my giant pants. Okay, are you ready? The boys had taken on Dr. Nappy, hadn't they? And Dr. Nappy was trying to take over the world. It's very evil, very bad thing to do. It's going to blow up the moon. I wonder how that would affect the Earth if you blew up the moon. Maybe you could try and find out. So there had been a giant explosion and the boys were trying to get away. Should we see if they manage it? Chapter 18. To make a long story short, they got away. Chapter 19. Back to school. George, Harold and Captain Underpants made a quick stop outside the police station. They tied Dr. Nappy to a lamppost and attached a note to him. "There," said Captain Underpants. "That ought to explain everything." And there he is. And he's got a note that says, "Arrest me." Then George and Harold led Captain Underpants back to Drone Howitz Elementary School. "Why are we going here?" asked Captain Underpants. "Well," said George, "you have to do some undercover work here." "Yeah," said Harold, reaching into his backpack. "Put these clothes on and make it snappy." "Don't forget your hair," said George. Captain Underpants quickly got dressed behind some bushes. "Well, how do I look?" he asked. "Pretty good," said George. "Now try to look really angry." Can you look angry? Give me your angriest face. Captain Underpants made the nastiest face he could. "You know," said Harold, "he kind of looks like Mr. Krupp." "Harold," whispered George, "he is Mr. Krupp." "Oh yeah," said Harold, "I almost forgot." Before long, they were back inside Mr. Krupp's office. "OK, Dr. Underpants," said George, "you are now Mr. Krupp." "Snap your fingers," whispered Harold. "Oh yeah," said George. "Snap! You are now Mr. Krupp." "Who's Mr. Krupp?" asked Captain Underpants. "Oh no!" cried Harold. "It's not working." The boys tried again and again to de-hypnotise Captain Underpants, but nothing seemed to work. Said Harold. "Let me see the instruction manual for that ring." George checked his trouser pockets. Said George, "I think I lost it." "You what?" cried Harold. The two boys searched frantically through the office, but the 3D Hypno Ring instruction manual was nowhere to be found. "Never mind," said George. "I have an idea." He removed the flowers from a large vase in the corner. Then he poured out all the water over Captain Underpants' head. "What did you do that for?" cried Harold. "I saw him do it in a cartoon once," said George, "so it's got to work." Do you think it's going to work? After a few minutes, Mr. Krupp slowly came to. "What's going on here?" he demanded. "And why am I all wet?" George and Harold had never been so glad to see Mr. Krupp in all their lives. "I'm so happy I could cry," said Harold. "Well, you're not going to where you're gonna cry when I give that videotape to the football team," shouted Mr. Krupp. "I've had it with you two." Principal Krupp took the videotape out of his filing cabinet. "You boys about to be dead meat," he sneered. He stormed out of his office with the video and headed towards the gym. George and Harold smiled. "Wait till the football team sees that videotape." "Yeah," said Harold. "I sure hope they like singing Purple Dragons." Do you remember the boys switched the videotape? So it's not them playing their trick, it's something different. "Hey, look," said George. "I found the 3D Hypno Ring manual. It was in my shirt pocket, not my trouser pocket." "Well, throw that thing away," said Harold. "We'll never need it again." "I sure hope not," said George. And there's the instruction manual. Oh, it says something on it. "Warning, whatever you do, don't pour water on anybody's head when they're in a trance. This will cause the hypnotised person to slick back and forth from trance to reality whenever they hear the sound of fingers snapping." Means there's going to be future adventures of Captain Underpants, isn't there? Chapter 20. The end. Tra-la-la, we love boom-a-la-la. Things at Jerome Howitt's elementary school were never quite the same after that fateful day. The football team enjoyed Mr. Krupp's video so much that they changed their name from the Knuckleheads to the Purple Dragon Sing-Along Friends. The name change didn't go over too well with the fans, but hey, who's going to argue with a bunch of linebackers? George and Harold went back to their old ways, pulling pranks, cracking jokes, and making new comic books. They had to keep an eye on Mr. Krupp, though. Oh, look, she's snapping her fingers. Snap! Because for some strange reason, every time he heard the sound of fingers snapping, snap, Principal Krupp turned back into... you know who. "Oh no," cried Harold. "Here we go again. Tra-la-la." And that is the end of the story. So maybe you could come up with your own version of Captain Underpants. Maybe you could write a comic or your own story about an adventure. It sounds like there would be lots more adventures. In fact, Dav Pilkey has written lots more adventures of Captain Underpants. So if you like this story, you can always get your own at home and have a go reading those. But I would love to see some of yours too. So maybe you could act some out or write a story or draw a comic book and send it to us. Okay. I hope you've had a lovely time learning about superheroes. I certainly have. But I'm going to pack away my cape now for another year until we've got the new reception children in. And you are going to be fantastic superheroes in year 1. Okay. See you. Bye.